At the western edge of the old continent, where the sun sank each evening into a restless gray ocean, there lay a small stone village called Eldhaven. The wind there never truly slept, and the sea was spoken of in whispers, as though it could hear and remember. In that village lived a young farmer named Aldrich. He owned little more than a narrow field of barley and a weathered fishing net. By day he worked the cold soil. By night he walked the rocky shore, casting his net into the dark water to earn enough to keep his blind mother alive. Though poor, Aldrich was known for his kindness, and some said he was born with a rare gift, the ability to hear what others could not. On the night his fate changed, the sea rose in fury. A sudden storm shattered the sky. Waves smashed against the cliffs like breaking stone, and the church bell rang wildly in the wind. As Aldrich ran to secure his boat, a bolt of lightning split the darkness and revealed a body thrown upon the rocks by the tide. It was not a fish, and not entirely human. A young woman lay there, her skin pale as moonlit foam, her long hair dark green like winter kelp. From the waist down, her body ended in a shimmering silver tail, torn and bleeding from the stones. Her gray eyes opened, filled with terror. "Help me," she whispered. Aldrich froze. The old tales warned that those who touched the people of the sea would be cursed. Yet fear, he saw, lived in her eyes, fear no different from his own. He carried her into a narrow sea cave, where ancient symbols had long ago been carved into the stone. When dawn came, she awoke with a coral blade in her hand, pressed against his throat. "Are you a hunter of my kind?" she asked. "No," Aldrich replied quietly. "I am only a farmer." She studied his rough hands, his tired eyes, and slowly lowered the blade. Her name was Mireya, daughter of the undersea kingdom of Thalassar. She had fled the depths to escape a coming blood ritual, meant to ignite war between sea and land. For many nights, Aldrich brought her bread, fresh water, and healing herbs. In the dim cave, they spoke softly. He told her of soil and seasons, hunger and hope. She told him of coral halls, singing currents, and laws older than memory, laws that forbade any love between sea and humans. Yet love came quietly, like the tide, a touch beneath the moon, a kiss tasting of salt and sorrow. They knew it was forbidden. They loved anyway. Then came the red moon. Fish washed ashore dead, and fear took hold of Eldhaven. Priests spoke of omens. Soldiers arrived with iron nets carved in ancient runes. Weapons meant only for royal blood of the sea. On the night of the blood moon, as Mireya met Aldrich one final time, the iron net fell. She screamed as it closed around her. Aldrich rushed forward, cutting his hands on steel and rope, but he was struck down as his blood soaked the sand. Mireya was dragged back into the dark depths. Desperate and broken, Aldrich walked into the sea. The water did not claim him. Instead, it opened. Before him rose the queen of the gray sea, crowned with the bones of ancient whales. Her voice was colder than the deep. "You love my daughter," she said. "Yes, then you shall pay the price." She offered him an ancient pact. He would surrender his human form. His heart would belong to the sea. To walk upon land again would bring him unbearable pain. If he ever betrayed the sea, His soul would dissolve into foam. Aldrich knelt and accepted. The ocean took his legs, reshaped his body, and remade him in agony and silence. Now neither man nor fully of the sea, Aldrich broke into the coral prison where Mireya was held. Together they fled through blood and magic, but the laws of the deep could not be escaped. To end the war and save both worlds, Mireya made the final sacrifice. She gave her sea soul to the ocean, binding peace between land and water forever. In Aldrich's arms, she smiled. "You were the only song I chose," she whispered. Then she became light and was gone. Years passed. The sea grew calmer. The people of Eldhaven no longer feared the tide. And still, on the shore, a lone figure could sometimes be seen, half of land, half of sea, singing a wordless ballad to the moon. Deep beneath the gray waves, a single star of light still burns. It is called Mireya,